Ladies and gentlemen, Brandy J's podcast, A Voice to Be Reckoned With, would like to thank you for making the right choice in choosing a podcast that moves a nation. And now, here she is in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to A Voice to Be Reckoned With. I'm your host, Brandy J, and thank you for being a part of this journey, and I couldn't do it without you. Hello, everybody. How are you today? So happy that you guys are here with me. Isn't it a beautiful, beautiful Friday, huh? Yes, it is. So what's everybody's Friday looking like? Is anybody getting out? It's a beautiful day, you know what I mean? Into your yards, your front yards, your backyards, or, you know what I mean? Walking distance where you can, you know what I mean? Look, check this out. You gotta get some air. You know what I mean? Yes, it's stay inside. Of course, stay inside. Of course, social distancing. But a lot of us have the opportunity to be in a yard, be in a front yard, be in a backyard, or, you know, a walk to one corner to the other in the back. You know what I mean? Nothing, you know, where you're out, just out. Because when people say out, I'm like, where are you going anyway? Where's there to go? And the only places you can really go, and that's if you need something, is that they have just certain, you know, places open. You know, food is delivered to you if it's a food service. And then if it's a grocery store, you know, that's not an outing, you know. It's not a family outing. It is a task for one. And if you need hands on deck, then maybe, you know, like have them stay outside, sit in the car, you know, keep a distance, and then, you know, roll that basket, roll that baby on outside and have them, you know, help you load the car, you know. And so, if you have a basket and all, just do it. And then when you come home, then they help you, you know what I mean? Just stuff like that. I just say that because, you know, I've been to the store before, and, I've seen that happen where it seemed like a family outing, you know, and they're just in the aisles, just like in the way, just standing there, just staring at, like, oh, and they didn't have any mask on, you know. Well, now you have to, but this was like maybe 2 weeks ago. But I was just saying, like, it was like a family like trip, and, you know, these kids were old enough to stay home, so I don't know. Yeah, just saying. So yesterday, you know, got my son this little really cute little plant kit, you know, so, you know, because since this has been going on, we've been through a few plants, and, you know, we've decided, like, hey, we're just going to make sure these plants get all the love and care they can. In our front, like right outside my door, my apartment, because we're inside of a complex, there's right next to me, I have this little area, this garden right there. It's really beautiful. And we put we have a plant there now that's doing great. And then he just did a cactus. He's growing. Hasn't grew yet. He just did it yesterday and put it out there because the prior ones, they didn't make it but they were in the house way more than outside, and and they were just in the midst, the prime of, growing and stuff, and they just weren't making it. So it's like, let's just put them in this beautiful, and then it gives, a reason just some fresh air, and it's like right next to my door, not out in public. It's completely no social at all, because it's like we only have like 10 units where I'm at, and everybody's pretty much in the house. There's not really much kids, so it's pretty much always been like that, quiet. I love it, actually. I've always loved it. So that's what I got him doing when he's not doing his work and stuff, and to get some fresh air, just to check on his plant, and then come on in. So just saying, what's going on? If you got a backyard and stuff, hey, let's, you can think of all kind of stuff for your kids to do. If you have access to like seeds or growing stuff, you can get it off Amazon and stuff. Speaking of that, I think I might do that some more, but I'm excited to see this cactus. I have one too, a little tiny. They're so cute. I forgot what mine were. I think I just don't even know their name, actually. I have it in my head, but I haven't done mine yet, so I'm going to have him help me do mine. So that's what we're going to do today, and possibly do like a game and movie night, me and him tonight. So, yeah. So putting that out there, that's what I'm saying. What y'all doing Friday? Because it don't have to be like, what do you mean what we doing Friday? We can't do nothing. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You just think outside the box, okay? All right. Oh, goodness. I'm silly, guys. Guys, so today, the show that I have for you is on trust and boundaries, and how to make sure that you are just not being pushed over and making good choices and decisions. I chose this today because it's very something that everybody can relate to, and that sometimes we don't even know that we're doing these things, or we don't have any clarity, or we're like, am I being too nice? Or, just these things. And then you have some individuals that are like, oh, I don't let nobody put me, I don't know. And then there's a fine line. Like, are you just being, hard, and you're not even close to being that, or the other, you're just kind of just stop, rigid, and just like off the jump. Okay. Some people think that just by not taking any bull, like, I don't even do it, they don't even let anybody even try them. It's like that's just being like not and it's like, no, that's kind of like a form of being much of a pushover and not having any boundaries, because that's another like, I was gonna say weakness, but you're blocking because, you don't even want to deal with it, or you might feel that you might actually let people step over their boundaries and this and that. You know what I mean? So it's just like having that balance of allowing people into your life, but just having respect, boundaries, and all that stuff, without even having to be like, I don't even let them get that close. Feel me, guys? Feel me? Okay. Well, if you do, I need you to do me this favor. I need you to don't go too far, because we're going to take a small little break, and we're going to be right back in a minute. Okay. Peace.
If you want to show your support to the nation during this time of the coronavirus, well, then Anchor is a great way to do that. Using the creation tools that allow you to record and edit from your phone and computer is very easy to do. Anchor will distribute your podcast, and you'll be heard on Spotify, Google Cast, so many different platforms. You don't have to do a thing. Anchor will do that for you. Speaking for what you stand for. Use your podcast to let the nation know that your support is there and that you care. Anchor is a free app, and you can find it right on Google Play Store, or go to your web browser and put in anchor.fm. your podcast can make a difference right here in Anchor, and it's free. So don't forget, Anchor. Go and download it now.
So let's go ahead and jump right in, because we're talking about trust, boundaries, and wondering if we're a pushover or not. I know y'all have been there. Probably there now. We're human. We make mistakes. You know, we do. And then, some people feel like they don't, because they feel like they don't even allow it. They don't even allow it to the point where they're just always just kind of standoffish and don't even let people really get close anyway. And then you have ones that know those boundaries and lines, but we make mistakes, and just because you do it with others, you might not with others. The situation's different, but it's just it's really clear though. When you really think about it, it's all about our thinking. I think it's thinking, because situations are situations, right? You have the same situation, right? And the way you're thinking at that time, it could just make it seem way worse than it is, because your thinking is involved. And it's thinking, and let's just say, and then you go in this situation, you're looking at it all panicky, or just like negatively, or like it's the end of the world, or just in a way where it's not beneficial. Because when we worry in a situation and just like start panicking and racking our brains, we have to realize that it's not going to help. Easier said than done, right? So so why do it? But then if you get your mind to a state of, okay, let me just stop. Okay, I can't do anything about this right now, but let's just see. Whew. Let me just take a breather from this situation, or thinking about it for like a good 5 or 10 minutes. You know what I mean? Come back to it. Just come back to it. Don't even keep going. Just come back to it. Take a breather. Take a walk. Breathe in. Breathe out. Listen to a song, something that's calming. And then just think about everything. Just think about it. Really think before you just like, what's, go to a calm place first, but just tell yourself to stop. Just stop it. Okay? And then you go back into the situation, you look at it, it's not really that bad anymore. And that's not because the situation has changed yet. It's just the fact that you're approaching it differently with your thinking. Now you're actually really thinking. And you're calm. And you're like, oh, it's not the end of the world. Now this situation might still be just as important. But I bet you'll be able to wrap your, your mind around it more, and deal with it, and, process it in a different kind of way, and probably, tackle it. Versus, because then your mind's all over the place when you're all worked up and excited. That's how, stress. I mean, things, we get ourselves going, and things just like seem way more intense than they are. No matter what the situation is, and it could be very just important. But when you get to tripping, it adds. And then we don't really come up with anything. We're just like freaking out. And then you look at it different, you be like, huh. And you're like, okay. I've done it quite often. I know. But yeah, you're like, huh. And then you start making rational decisions or choices, or, processing it and just getting it done. Because either way it goes, you're still in a situation where you're trying to like figure out how you're going to get this done. So why not do it in a fashion where it could possibly get done, and not stress yourself out and make yourself sick, mentally. I mean, that's how we get stressed, mentally. And then, we get all these body aches, and just everything's all bad. And it makes a lot of sense, because our brains give messages to our body. That's, when you move your leg and your knee and all that stuff, that quickly your brain has just told the leg to move. Okay? So, think about that. That's why they say stress is a killer. Why do you think they say that? It affects the body, the whole body, okay? Our thinking. But at the same time, isn't it amazing? I think. So yeah. So on that note, as far as trust and boundaries, let's just start off. Okay, trust. Not easy for all of us, but at some point you gotta trust somebody, right? I see it as, can someone trust me? Am I trustworthy? Of course. I'll flat out say, yeah. A lot of people say, oh, you can't be trusted. If someone says they can be, that's some bull, okay? If someone tells you to trust them, don't trust them. First of all, I've heard that before, and it would creep me out a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, because I don't go around telling people you can trust me. I don't really say that. That's just who I am. Or if somebody asks me, can they? Yes, but I don't just immediately tell somebody, yeah, you can trust me. Or it just depends on the situation. Like if you're talking to a child or something, you let them know, like, you can trust me, I'm here. The context actually. But it's, I don't know. I know for me, I don't find myself really, in conversations really having to say, you can trust me, but it depends on the context. So scratch that. Depends on the context. I think when people are thinking, oh, when somebody tells you can trust them, you can't trust them, because you're probably hearing it like this. You can trust me, tell me. Tell me more, kind of like that. But it all depends. I mean, shoot. If you're good you could read between the lines when somebody, puts that out there. It all depends. I mean, there is, situations where someone could say, you can trust me, and you're kind of like, it throws you off. But that's just something that, you can't really take to heart, but could possibly be a sign. But for the most part, either somebody's trustworthy or not, and they know if they are, right? So I'm saying, I know I am. And so should I go ahead and give other people trust because I know I am? You could look at it like that, but it doesn't always work out like that. Because have you been in a situation where you've been very trustworthy to someone, but they haven't been back? Do you stop being trustworthy and you're like, I'm not going to be trustworthy anymore? And then just stop letting them trust you and you start doing untrustworthy stuff? That just sounds freaking ridiculous, doesn't it? It sounds way out the box. It sounds like I'll tell you what it sounds like. It could be called petty, but I think it's more than that. Because that would basically be like, since you're not doing, giving me my trust and you're being untrustworthy, then I'm going to be, you're going out of your way to deliver something back. And I think that's just way out the box, way too much. And then it shows that you are not very trustworthy, because a trustworthy person doesn't become untrustworthy just because someone is untrustworthy to them. That is where your boundaries come in. Hello. You address those things. You make it very clear. You would just think people will respect in the first place. You don't start off friendships and stuff like, okay, I'm going to need you to trust you. We got to have, I guess it depends on the people. Let me just go ahead and say that. But you would think that human beings would just know what comes with respect. Because if you respect yourself, you want people to respect you and trust you, then you got to do the same. Okay? And 9 times out of 10, if someone is really trustworthy, then you're going to get a trustworthy person. But that's where the boundaries come in, So being untrustworthy to somebody now because they are to you is just bull. And that meant that a trustworthy person doesn't just go off and I'm going to be untrustworthy. No, what they're going to do is they're going to put some boundaries in place and say, hey, no, I'm good. You're going to let that person know you're stepping over lines, and we're not doing that, boo-boo. We're not going to do that. And it's perfectly fine. And some people are just way nice and they're like, I don't be too mean. And like, what the world is going on? You don't want to be too mean, and that's where it comes in, that behavior that, like they say, a person will treat you how you will let them treat you. And if that person's already willing to show to you their loyalty by not being loyal and by being untrustworthy, then where does that come in the factor of being mean? It's called respecting yourself. I tell my son, you got to teach people how to treat you, because if you just let them treat you how they've been treating you and it's poorly, then they're going to treat you poorly because they think you're going to take it and you don't have no problem with it. And that's going to be a continuous thing, and that's not okay. You can respect yourself, okay? And you gotta let the people know to respect you. And if they can't, then guess what? You back it on up and you just keep it pushing. Boundaries. It's okay. Doesn't matter if they understand, but I'm pretty sure they do. And maybe some way or along the way they'll get it together, or who knows. But at this point, it's not about them. It'll be about you and not letting those things just happen to you. Because if you do, it just seems like for sure it just takes off, and then that's just who you are. It consumes you. You know what I mean? You're just that person. And those people just keep on, sorry, or whatever it may be, or just keep doing it. And it's like, oh, it never happened. And it's not being mean, or even if they think that it is, because how about they take a look at the behavior they got them to that situation. So don't take that on yourself. That's their stuff, because they know, it's not okay for someone to do things to someone and be misleading and untrustworthy and just, expecting it back and then get mad because the person's like, I'm not taking this, and it's not okay, and I'm gonna just back away. And whatever type of relationship, friends, partners. So yeah, it's just that. But I do get there's people that really find it hard to do that, especially if they've already doing it so long and probably always been that way and never really got to take care of that, part of them as they were growing. So it's a hard thing to come out of, but it's doable. You can unlearn that. Trust and believe you can. You just got to practice those skills. Now, granted, hopefully you're not in a bunch of situations where you have to exercise those skills and we're like, okay, boundaries. But if you have a list, you might want to go through them, boom, 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 boom. And no need for a big announcement. Call them up. So today I'm laying back. No. But I think there's a time and place. You know what I mean? And maybe there's that time comes and you're just like, okay, this is not working. I need to talk to you. Pull them to the side and let them know where you're coming from and how you're feeling. But it's all up to a person. If you just want to say, I'm good, and keep it moving, you have that right. I'm not here to tell, I'm no expert. I'm not here to be like, no, you should go to them and work this out and then talk to them. You might just be like, you know what? I'm good. I don't even want to. But at the same time, is that you dealing with it or just running? I don't know. Everybody's situation is different, but this is just relating to the whole boundaries and how often we're going to let somebody keep doing something. Like if somebody keeps doing something, I'm sorry. Doing something, I'm sorry. I don't know if there's too many, because, the first time you're kind of like, oh, I feel bad, I'm sorry, and then there's a second time you're like, wait, what? Whoa. And then the third, it's kind of like, done deal. It's not even done. It burnt. You left it in there too long. It's overcooked. Some people say you shouldn't even got past the first shot. I guess that's that part of giving this person a second chance. All depends on you. But I'm just saying, you gotta have some boundaries. You can't let people walk all over you, because you'll let everybody walk all over you, and that'll show how you feel about yourself. And you want to be the best you, and you can't be the best you if you don't treat yourself like the best you. You can't be that superstar, that great person. You know what I mean? When you let people trample all over you. Respect yourself. People will respect you for that. And if they don't, well. But 9 times out of 10, they will, even if they don't say it or act like it. Then that's their problem. Their problem. And 9 times out of 10, that's usually what the case is. Somebody else's problem. Don't let it become yours. Treat yourself right. Don't let anybody else tell you your self-worth. You should know. Teach people how to treat you. Now I repeat. Well, I don't think I said this already. I'll say that doesn't mean class open for session and you just go around and just start, some people crazy. Some people take things to heart and they just go, and just go around and just have a whole little session of how to, it's about your delivery, put it like that, Because you don't want to come off an ass, and all of it now, because you're like, I ain't taking this shit. No, just know that value yourself and make sure that others value you too in your relationships or friendships as you do to them. And to their friends or whatever, talk to them about it. People make mistakes, talk to them. Hey, boundaries. I don't like when you do, this or that, and that's not cool. And if we're friends, but don't let that shit go on for too long. You gotta nip it in the bud. But if it's something that you're in right now, then you might want to take a look at that and just, don't settle and be like, well, I've been this way this long. Don't do that to yourself. No one deserves that. You deserve for people to treat you how you want to be treated. And if you're not telling them and showing them, then you're never going to really, truly, fully be happy. It's going to hold you back. Because you're just going to allow it. Because trust me, people are going to come across and they're going to do it. You would just think people would not do these things, right? Well, yeah, well, they do. That's why it's up to us, People that have true respect for themselves really, truly, truly know how to give them to others. I don't buy the hype when people say, oh, I respect myself, but they're really crappy to others. I'm not buying that. That's bull. You're faking it till you make it. You don't. Because what's the reason of being crappy to others then? If you respect yourself and you know what self-respect is and what it feels like, what it looks like, you're not going to do that to another person. Right? So that's what I'm saying. Got to know how to see the difference between that too. When somebody's just full of it and people say, oh, I respect myself. You don't. Because the person that truly respects themselves respects others because they know what that looks like and they know what that means. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense to you? For sure. It really does. So just know that, okay? So, message today. Teach them how to treat them. I was trying to make that rhyme. I really was. But no, seriously, guys. Yeah, I just wanted to, touch on that tidbit there, and I hope that if anyone does have these, issues, just treat yourself right before you expect others to, because you'll possibly be let down all the time. Okay. And maybe some people didn't even know that this was them, and it's like, oh my gosh, I am. But you didn't know if you're being too nice or too, it can happen. It's easy. We're human, because some people are just really nice people, and then you got those really nice people that as soon as you go there, they're like head spins. You're like, oh, boo boo. I'm a very nice person, until. You know what I mean? There's that time to come where I gotta be like, no, that's me. I won't be too nice. And so people have a tendency to think that because people are nice, and 9 times they usually see them nice a lot, that they're not. They're a pushover. They're not. And so I don't know where that thinking comes from. It's kind of ignorant, if you ask me. I guess they expect people to be walking around like not nice. Like, just, you know what I mean? Just really think about that. How not very smart thinking that is, or logic, Because, I used to get that. Like, people would assume that I was really, really nice, which I was. And so automatically that meant that, yeah, she's not sassy or she's not, about that. You know what I mean? It's like, why you gotta walk around like that? I mean, I'm a nice person. I don't gotta walk around here mean and mad or anything like that. But you want to go ahead and, come and cross some lines and do too much, I'm going to let you know. Sorry. That's not okay. I've been there. I've been nice. I've given people chances. We all have. And it's not about disrespect, when it comes to this, when you have to say, cut those ties and keep it moving. Or even address it. You know what I'm saying? It's just, that's how it is. So, so don't feel bad or anything like that. Just know that you deserve more and that you have to have boundaries. Okay? Just like our children, they have boundaries. We give them boundaries too, huh? Oh, yeah. For sure. And also, too, you've got to teach them. Because if you feel this way, you don't want your child to go this either. So please, 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 just keep that in mind. Because it could be a big difference in how you or how your child approaches, just develops and grows up. A lot of you know I work with, on the bullying aspect. And that is a whole another thing too. When we don't build our kids up and we let people that they have this tendency to not have that whole, respect thing, and knowing how they should be treated, and then they let people just walk over them. And when it comes to, and those are usually the ones that will get bullied. Or when they come against it, they don't really know how to deal with it, and they let that shit eat them up. We got to build our kids up, and that's part of it. So you got to teach your kids boundaries. So a lot of people that are like adults now probably didn't, and nobody was probably thinking that was something they needed. That was just them. That's not something. No. When we are brought up with our parents and stuff, we're taught these things. You know what I mean? To have self-respect and what respect looks like, and respect ourselves and respect others. So just know that plays out in our kids' lives if we don't take hold on how our kids are. And if they let people walk over them, So I hope all this made sense. Made sense to me, I think. No, it made sense. But yeah, I just want to bring that to light to, for us adults and also for our children, so we can make it less possible for them to take those things in when it comes to if they're being bullied. They won't just buy into it. We got to build our kids up so they'll be like, I tell kids, I'd be like, just because someone said it doesn't make it true, right? You're not stupid, right? No. Okay, let's start there. Okay. And they kind of look like, so we know this part, but it's still the whole, fact of the name calling and all that stuff. That's still there. That doesn't take that away, but at least it doesn't take their self-confidence away, and they feel so lowly that it ends up not good, and however they react to it, if you know what I mean. A lot of kids have hurt themselves, have taken their lives. We got to build our kids up to not let those things affect them, but also to build them up so they could say something to somebody. They're not quick to just shun away and just close down and just don't say anything because they're scared. You know what I mean? Say something to a person. The person that's can you leave me alone? Or whatever, just to not let somebody just take advantage and just think they can just do whatever they want to them. It could be any situation. I don't think so. And if it's something where they need to tell somebody or get help, but they won't just shut down because they don't, know how, or they want to get in trouble, or whatever the case may be. Got to make them strong, got to make them confident. Because you need your kids to be able to get help when help is needed. And to not stop getting help. If nobody's helping, then just don't give up and not say anything and say, oh, nobody cares. No, you keep asking. You keep on saying something. You don't stop. And that's called respecting yourself and knowing when you need some help. Because sometimes people don't listen. Even adults, they don't listen. And then that's not okay. I'm never okay with that. You know what I'm saying? Because we know of too many situations that went south because of adults not taking what a kid had to say to them seriously. That's got to stop. That's just stupid, if you ask me. I just don't get that. I won't ever. But I'm telling you right now, listen to your kids. Okay? That's the only way you're going to know what's going on with them. I mean, hey, don't you want to know what's going on with them? Well, then let them have a voice, but teach them how to respect themselves, because you got to respect yourself, and teach them how to respect themselves. Starts at home, right? But yeah, so anybody that's dealing with that, don't let nobody walk all over you. You deserve better. We all deserve better. Okay? It's 2020, and man, it's been a crazy one so far. So let's go ahead and make some changes as much as we can. Okay, we're still here. If you woke up this morning, you're breathing, then that's another day. It's another day you was given a gift to do something different for the better. Don't let your life days just waste away. Make it count for something. I appreciate you guys. I thank you for always letting me be a part of your lives, in your living rooms, your couches, and your car. You're very much appreciated, and I just want you to know that without you guys, this wouldn't be possible.